Are you crazy? Or are you just mad?
Hello. Welcome to the Mad Musicians Against Depression podcast, where we discuss the latest news, research and hot topics surrounding mental health. I'm Thomas Maher, and I'm joined in studio by my beautiful co-host, award-winning singer, songwriter and presenter, Indiraa.
Indiraa. Welcome back, Black. You weren't here last week, were you?
Where's Indiraa?
I don't know, where's she gone?
I don't know.
Because she wasn't here last week either.
Oh my God, where was she?
We didn't release an episode last week because of Indiraa.
Indiraa was in Spain.
Yeah, was she now?
Yeah.
Would you know anything about that?
Yeah.
What would you know about
I
it?
heard her people told my people.
Yeah, but her people didn't tell my people.
My people told your people.
No.
They did
it's the wrong
too.
type of people. Did they tell the leprechauns?
No,
The
they
little people.
took the koala bears.
They didn't tell the little people. Well, the koala bears don't
You
be around that
received
much
something
anymore.
in the post recently, didn't you, from me?
From you?
Yeah,
Who are you?
Indiraa.
So you are Indiraa. You lied to me. I just said to her as Indiraa. Oh, gotcha.
Okay, but didn't you get something in the post from Indiraa?
Yeah, I did. I got a lovely koala t-shirt.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
You liked it, didn't you?
I love it. Well,
Yeah.
I must take a picture of and put it on social media.
Yeah, there's
really like
another
it.
one coming for you.
Is there?
Yeah.
Oh, there's a lot of koalas coming from me.
Yeah. You're a little koala bear who's looking for a home. I'm a little mama bear who wants a koala of her own. Will I do to live with you? I'm a little koala bear who's looking for a home.
Oh, how sweet is that?
I know.
Will I put you in a zoo?
Will I do?
Will I put you in a zoo?
do?
So basically...
Can I go to the loo?
No, basically we're looking for koala tea time.
We're having koality time on this show.
Yes, we are. Welcome, folks, back to another episode of the Mad Podcast with myself, Thomas Maher, and lovely Indiraa. Sorry we missed last week. As Indiraa said, she was away in Spain.
And actually, I did not do the show before I went when I was supposed to do it.
Naughty girl she is. Listen to this. There you go.
I'm going to
Slap on the
sneeze.
wrist.
Ouch. I'm going to...
Yeah. So I apologise for her profusely. Excuse me.
Excuse me.
She's spreading her vermin and
I've
germs.
got cooties all over this place.
Yeah, she has. She has indeed. Okay, so Indiraa, how's it been? Are you a good trip to Spain?
Yeah, I had a very good trip to Spain. The weather was nice. I did a
Better
lot
than
of
here?
training. And I did a lot in the gym. I got my hair highlighted. I went to nice restaurants.
Mm-hmm. You had fun?
I had lots of fun,
Yeah, you always have fun.
Yeah.
And it was
very
the
good.
climate, it was Indian climate.
It was very Indian climate,
Yeah.
Fire engine climate.
Fire engine climate.
Yeah.
Yeah. Were you happy to come back?
Only because I was missing you and Paul and the doggies and...
You weren't meant to say Paul, you said just missing me.
Oh, sorry,
Never mind.
just you.
Paul was there. Are you talking about missing Paul?
Oh yeah, I lied, sorry.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a second lie in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm not doing very well,
Yeah,
am
you
I?
weren't even missing me. It's probably another lie. So anyway, there you are. So anyway, you enjoyed your trip and you're back
I
to this
did, yeah.
beautiful weather we have here in the UK at the moment.
I spent the whole day cooking.
Today.
Yep.
So you're back behind the counter again.
Where I
The
belong,
kitchen.
yeah.
Where you belong.
Yep.
Yeah. Utensils in hand, firing up that cooker, food going bristling for
I'm
the
actually
evening.
doing a cookery thing on YouTube with another chef.
Mm-hmm.
And my coming show is quite funny because it's
Uh-huh.
about the American elections and I'm pro-Kamala Harris. And so I'm making
Fool yourself.
democratic
Yeah.
potatoes.
Okay.
And I am making Harris burgers with Caribbean salad because she's Jamaican salad because she's from Jamaica, and the democratic potatoes are from my hometown in India.
Lovely.
I was going to make deviled rump, but changed my mind.
What about Trump nips?
Well, Trump chips would be good,
Trump
but why
nips.
should we give him any time?
Huh?
I don't want to give him any airtime.
We do want to give him time. 20 years at least behind
I
bars.
would love to do that. Very well done.
Okay, so today on the show, as usual, we have some hot topics, mental health research, latest news research, whatever's out there. We picked 4 for today, and of course we've got a UFO on our off-topic sightings. Have we got sightings?
I've got sightings, yeah.
Okay.
Bad sightings.
Bad sightings.
I need to get my eyes
Visions.
checked.
You got visions. That's psychosis. I'm sorry. Okay, let's move on. Okay, so today we have, first up for you, Indiraa, is how to avoid falling into a rut in later life. Yes. And then my one is St. John's wort fart. St. John's wort could benefit in major depressive disorder. Here's one for you. Your next one, your final one is quality sleep might be the key to feeling less lonely.
Quality sleep?
Quality sleep.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you have to keep bears away from your room, koalas out of your room.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And just bear that in mind, okay?
I will.
Good. Okay, so, and my final one is what you need to know. Huh? What you need to know, okay. Psilocybin triggers inner healing mechanisms in depression. Patients study suggests. Interesting. All right. And our today is the connection between UFO sightings and national security.
Ooh.
Interesting.
With national.
Yeah. Grand
USA
National.
or
Grand
here?
National.
Oh, the Grand National. Oh,
The
horsing around as usual.
yeah. Arr. Put them out the fodder, won't we? Yeah. So there we are. Have you got your first one up there?
Yes, I have.
Okay, so your today is, what is it? How to avoid falling into a rut in later life. Take it away, Indiraa.
Oh, I can't do this one because I've already fallen into a rut in later life.
Well, we could call you the nut in a rut.
That's not funny, I'm sorry.
It's funny.
Actually, it is.
Go on.
The article discusses ways to stay active and engaged in later life. Angela Rippin, among others, emphasizes the benefits of flexibility and trying new things, challenging the stereotype that seniors are resistant to change. It's so not true. We are not resistant to change. Activities like using smart meters, learning new technology, staying socially connected. Okay, I'm not on any of these. Starting hobbies. I've got all of that. Exercising. Absolutely. And journaling are highlighted as ways to keep life exciting and fulfilling. Keeping a positive mindset and refreshing one's style also contribute to avoiding stagnation in retirement. But listen, don't keep a journal if you're planning to kill someone, okay? Because that's the first thing the police look at.
That's called evidence.
Exactly. And that's the first thing they read.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and your memoirs as well if they're into that later. You know what I mean?
Those weirdos, right?
Yeah, weirdos, exactly,
Okay.
yeah. That's it. That's it. Okay, that's nicely summarised. So all of those are very, very important. I think obviously keeping up a good, healthy social network is very important as you get older because you rely on more, you tend to lean more on people as you get older.
Absolutely.
And obviously having good friends and good inner circle of good people in your life.
Lean on me.
Mm-hmm. Go on. When I'm not strong.
Yeah.
'Cause I'll be your
I'll
friend.
be your friend. I'll carry on. Something like that.
Something like that, exactly.
Yeah.
So, okay, good. That was a good article, wasn't it?
That was very good.
You know, it's very poignant, Arden, because obviously as people get older, particularly when they retire, a lot of people look forward to retirement, but then when they actually do retire, they find themselves with lots of time in their hands of nothing to do.
Worse than that is they give you a watch when you retire so that you've got nothing to do and all you can do is stare at the time and it doesn't go by.
Watch how slowly it goes by.
Exactly. Oh, what did you get when you retired? A gold watch. What did you do? I sold it. Went on a Caribbean cruise.
£20. Why is that? £20? It was only a Timex. Yeah, so that's very important. Make sure you plan for life after retirement. That is very, very important because you need to think about that before you retire. No point in thinking about it when you retire because you could find yourself in a rut very quickly. Make sure you've thought about that well in advance of retirement. Good article. Read it in full, the link will be included in the show notes. Highly recommended. Okay, Indiraa, would you like to hear what my one is?
Absolutely.
It's about St. John's fart.
Okay.
Wort.
Yeah,
It's
not ambulance.
this is worth reading.
Put your glasses on.
This is worth reading. Thank you, just reminded me. I was just about to read them with them off. God damn it. Right.
He's really senile, by the way, guys.
I'm senile. Yes. I'll be back. Okay. St. John's wort. And it says, it's an herbal a herbal remedy may offer benefits for individuals suffering from major depressive disorder, MDD. Studies suggest that it could potentially provide similar efficacy to traditional antidepressants, particularly for mild to moderate depression with fewer side effects. The active compounds in St. John's wort, such as hyperforin, may work by affecting neurotransmitters like serotonin and dopamine, which are related to mood regulation. However, there's always a however, isn't there?
There's always, and they go back on themselves now.
Concerns remain about its safety and interactions with other medications.
Oh, there
St.
you
John's
go.
wort, yeah, there's definitely interactions, as I can tell you now. St. John's wort can significantly interfere with many drugs, including those for heart disease, birth control, and chemotherapy, due to its effect on liver enzymes that metabolize medications. Therefore, it is crucial for individuals to consult a healthcare provider before using it as a treatment for depression. Further research, it is noted, is needed to fully understand its long-term safety and effectiveness, especially in more severe cases of depression. Well, interesting. I mean,
That is.
Research has been on St. John's wort has been out there and available for years. Obviously, more research, recent research, again, has begun to highlight the effects of it. And it says specifically a mild to moderate depression. It is not a treatment. Or certainly hasn't been an established treatment for major depression, MDD. So mild to moderate. They haven't really got, at the moment, it's anecdotal about major depressive, but mainly mild to moderate. So that article is available to read in full online, including the show notes. Did you know about
St. John's wort, yeah. My sister does this thing, what's it called, where they have these little droplets of stuff they mix.
Or tinctures.
No, yeah, but what's that thing called? It's called something that she's done a course on it and everything.
Okay.
And they use a lot of that in it. So, yeah, she does.
I've tried it a few times, but I've never tried it really long enough to give any affirmative conclusion on it. But I have tried it in the past. But then again, you've got to try
So you can't say what it does.
No, I cannot. It could be worthless for me. Yeah. No, I think, like anything, you've got to try it at the right dosage anyway, for starters.
And
consistency, you've got to be on it long enough to make any difference.
And also if it's applicable to your kind of problem. If it's like someone who needs high doses of antidepressants, it's not going to work.
No, like I said to you, there's no evidence to suggest that it's effective for major depression. That's for sure. And so it's worth noting that, which is highlighted in the research, that it has many interactions with other medications. So if you are considering trying it, folks, remember you must check with your healthcare provider first before you do anything. Particularly if you're on antidepressants or any other medications, like I said in the summary. But there's more information about that in the full article, which is available online. So do check. Don't just take it St. John's wort without consulting your pharmacist, your doctor, your GP or therapist. Yep. All right. Now, before we go on, what do we normally have at this point of the show?
Some music.
Yeah. Would you like to hear a song by Gary Moore, former Tin Lizzy guitarist?
Yeah, sure.
And he's still got the blues.
Okay. Let's do it.
To be so easy to give my heart away, but I found out the hard way there's a price you have to pay. I found out that love was no friend of mine. I should have known time after time. So long, it was so long ago, but I've still got the blues for you. Used to be so easy to fall in love again. got the blues for you. So many years since I've seen your face, but here in my heart there's an empty space used to be. I still got the blues for you. Though the days come and go, there is one thing I know: I've still got the blues for you.
Indiraa, what about that?
That was amazing.
Still got
It
the
takes me
blues.
back. It takes me
Gary
back.
Moore. What a track.
Oh, it takes me back to years ago when I'd sit and cry over songs like this.
That is
Now-
some track. Still Got the Blues by Gary Moore, former Tin Lizzy guitarist, now later on solo artist. Fabulous song, fabulous song, fabulous song. Love it. Right. Now, Indiraa, you've got another article for us, haven't you?
Yeah, it's very poignant at the moment because I've had issues with sleep and I've just actually managed to get...
So, the title of this one is Quality Sleep Might Be the Key to Feeling Less Lonely, right?
Yep. So there you go.
Take it away.
So, a recent study suggests that quality sleep, not the quality street, may help reduce feelings of loneliness. Sleep deprivation affects emotional regulation and can heighten negative perceptions of social interactions. Wow, I never knew that. Leading to isolation. By improving sleep, individuals may become more emotionally balanced, better able to handle stress, and more inclined to engage socially. This boost of emotional well-being and self-esteem may help break the cycle of loneliness, especially among younger adults. You know, this is why my husband has no issues whatsoever in life. He can sleep anywhere and catch up, and not catch up, but sleep.
But look at all the people you've known in your life who sleep like that at night and during the day. They don't seem to have any discernible symptoms, any depression or anxiety. Just get by in life.
I'm telling you, my husband doesn't understand depression, because no matter how many problems come his way in business or anything, he just seems to ride it. It's unbelievable.
But as we said so many times in the show, sleep hygiene, getting enough sleep, getting the right amount of sleep is everything.
It is
everything.
really,
Without
honestly.
it, you cannot function. And
Absolutely.
if you go into a state of obviously insomnia, if you go regular insomniac, there's no way you can function normally. Absolutely not. You just tend to get by.
Well, you start craving sleep, like it's like, and the more you think of it, the less you can sleep, and it becomes a desperation.
It becomes a preoccupation.
I just want to sleep. That feeling, right?
Yeah, of course.
And that's exactly how it feels. I just want to sleep.
Yeah.
Just give me 2 hours.
Everything in that article which has been cited is absolutely correct. I mean, I've been insomniac for years. I've improved over the years, but when I was at my worst, I could relate to everything that's been said there. Like that's exactly that.
Yeah, it's really
exactly
hard.
that.
I went through it recently when I was on some medication, and I didn't sleep for 10 nights, and I was literally going bonkers till I just gave up the medicine. I said, I'm just not doing it, and I refused.
I remember, and you had a similar episode appeared when you were on Bupropion, remember?
Yep. I just can't.
It's activating. It's keeping you up at night, yeah.
It was crazy. It was like I was...
All these medications, particularly if they're activating, if you've got depression and they're activating, initially do some good because it helps with the depression, but it keeps you more alive at night, keeps you awake, you're switched on. And eventually that has a compounding negative effect. Because even though you're starting to feel better,
you're literally spinning on ground zero.
The lack of sleep then starts to become a preoccupation in your mind, and you start thinking about that. You're not looking forward to the night because you're wondering how you're going to sleep, if you're going to sleep, or whatever's going to happen. And you're just buzzing. The mind
and it's horrible. And if the night, I mean, it gets darker earlier, it's even worse because then the night is coming. Mm-hmm. It's crazy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's why I always say to everybody, particularly if you've got issues going on in your mind, mental health particularly, or anxiety, it's just best always get them sorted before the winter particularly kicks in, because obviously it's going to be compounded by the shorter evenings, the darker nights and the colder weather. So, it's always better to address your issues before that and try and get some help to help better deal with those changes in environmental and situational circumstances. So there you are.
The song I wrote, Yin and Yang. Mm-hmm. No, I don't. Which was the one I did with Maxi? I can't remember. Was it? No, something else.
It was.
But I remember. Yeah. So I remember saying in the words, I must have been in a pretty bad place because I wrote, I'm spinning at ground zero and then I'm racing to the top. Mm-hmm. There's a kaleidoscope in my head. It's such a buzz, you see. Now it's all a crash and it's a crashing down on me. Mm-hmm. And that's how I felt. Like, everything was just crashing. And that time I wasn't sleeping either.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can always relate to times when you haven't been sleeping because they're traumatic.
Yeah, and you'll never forget those times.
No.
And it's traumatic. Almost like you are on ground zero, then shooting up, then coming down and shooting up. Yeah.
I can remember all the times when I've had really bad periods of sleep going through it. I can definitely, And that's like really, it's like it's there. It's really significant. Okay, so that was quality sleep. More about that, including the show notes, full link to that article. Please do have a read of it.
Yeah, please do.
Please do. And remember, I keep saying, and I'm going to repeat this, sleep quality, sleep hygiene is everything in life. You've got to make sure, do your best to make sure you address that if you're having problems. Okay, my final hot topic is called Psilocybin Triggers Inner Healing Mechanisms in Depression Patients, a study suggests. Put my glasses on here now, maybe see this better. All right. A recent study suggests that a single high dose of psilocybin, remember psilocybin, the active compound in magic mushrooms, can trigger inner healing in patients with moderate to severe depression. Participants who received the higher dose reported stronger feelings of natural healing and showed significant reductions in depressive symptoms compared to those receiving a placebo dose. The study highlights the potential of psilocybin in activating psychological healing mechanisms. Though the findings are based on self-reports and a small sample size, further research is needed to confirm these effects. There's so much research now coming out about psilocybin. Huge amount of it. It won't be, I mean, there's some now in states in America have obviously legalized and it's been approved for use for therapeutical uses.
Yeah.
I have to say, like, you know, I've never tried psilocybin in therapeutic doses that treat depression, but I have tried psilocybin in very small doses. And although I didn't really have garnish the effect that I would have liked to have seen on depression, what I did notice, exactly what it says here, and it's kind of highlighted, is inner healing. I did feel that in small doses and I felt more creative. It does release you somewhere inside. It releases as it says, inner healing. And I was much more creative when I took it for a few days. I felt that way, you know. It didn't really affect my level of depression because obviously the doses I took were a lot less than what they were prescribed for the what they were being given in these.
This is a good time to tell you I'm doing stir-fried magic mushrooms tonight.
Yeah, it is a great time to tell me. I'm really looking forward to dinner now. So no, but this is, I think. I think it'll be before long we'll have psilocybin as a treatment for depression in the UK. It'll be obviously approved for use.
You know, I think what we're doing here is so good. I mean, I'm not just saying it because we're doing it, because it is something for a start that the time goes by so quick when we do our show, when we actually enjoy it a lot. And I think somehow when people hear something from someone who's actually got it, and the people listening also suffering from the similar problems, there's a lot more empathy between everybody, which I don't think is possible sometimes when you sit in front of a psychiatrist or something, they are treating you because they're not having it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So you don't get you don't feel the same comfort level.
Yes.
You know, like liquids that seek their own levels, things.
Yeah.
So yeah, I find that quite an interesting way of looking at it, because I was thinking about that today and I said it's so much easier to talk to you about my problems because you've been there than to talk to my own husband, because he is so good to me and he's on the ball with everything I want to do, and, you know, whether treatment or otherwise. There's something he doesn't get, and I know what that is: depression.
Yeah, of course. A lot. I mean, very few people get depression without having it. That's a fact. There's very, very few people. That's why I think of the best therapists and psychiatrists are all ones that have been through it. You know, because books, you can read any amount of books, you can do any amount of studying your life, you can do. But nothing can teach you from a book what actually living with depression is like. That feeling you can't give the experience of depression. It's a completely different thing. And it's different levels of depression. I always say too, the difference between low depression, medium depression, moderate depression, whatever, and having major depression. Major depression is a completely different thing altogether. It's a different experience. Mild to moderate, they're very similar. You know what I mean? Obviously moderate is another level. But when you hit major depression, it's a completely different beast altogether. Takes you somewhere completely different. It takes you down right to the bottom of the hole. And that in itself is a completely unique experience. So that without really experiencing major depression, you can never really understand it. It's completely different.
It is.
It's completely different. It is. So, anyway, would you like to hear our UFO?
Of course.
Thingamajiggy-doobery-doo?
UFO yourself.
UFO too.
Oh.
UFO.
UFO.
All right. Right, here we go.
What if it's do instead?
Do.
That's better.
Probably will be for me, it does. Right. The connection between UFO sightings and national security. UFOs are back in the news, as in the Cold War, these sightings reflect broader vulnerabilities rooted in early matters. Over the past few months, officials responsible for running the federal government's investigation into unidentified anomalous phenomena, or UAP, the new term for UFOs. We won't have it. It's never going to be a new term. Have been speaking publicly about their findings. In March, the All Domain Anomaly Resolution Office, AARO, released its first report on historical UFO sightings, concluding that it has not discovered any empirical evidence that any sightings of a UAP represented off-world technology or the existence of a classified program that had not been properly reported to Congress. AARO's acting director Tim Phillips reiterated this point in a news conference. Meanwhile, former director Sean Kirkpatrick has gone on record to criticise conspiracy theorists for making baseless claims, and in a recent interview, he expressed his exasperation at threats made to him and his family. None of this, however, had done anything to quell demands by some members of Congress and disclosure advocates for the US government to release all its classified documents involving unidentified flying objects. How did it come to this? For over a decade and a half, few, if any, mainstream media outlets or politicians had made any mention of UFOs. But after a December 2017 article in the New York Times contended that the Department of Defense had run a secret UFO investigation program between 2007 and 2012, that changed. Since then, the topic has been examined in congressional hearings and has assumed a prominent place on social media, podcasts and cable television. To explain this change requires looking back to the history of interest in UFOs. UFOs first became part of popular culture after a private pilot by the name of Kenneth Arnold spotted some disc-like objects flying in formation near Mt. Rainier. Is it Mount Rainier? Rainier in Washington State in June 1947. Newspapers at the time dubbed them flying saucers, and over that summer, hundreds of Americans reported seeing them. World War II had just ended. The Cold War between the United States and the Soviet Union was underway. It would soon involve an unprecedented arms race that included atomic weapons, intercontinental ballistic missiles, surveillance balloons, high-altitude aircraft and satellites. A lot was going on over the heads of people across the world, and for most of them it was an unnerving development. So when speculation turned to who might be behind the mysterious flying saucers, attention was initially drawn to either the US and Soviet militaries, or the possibility that it could all be chalked up to war hysteria. Over the course of the 1950s, however, more and more people turned to the prospect that aliens were responsible, given the remarkable shapes and bizarre characteristics of the objects being reported. The widely presumed explanation for the peculiar timing of their visits was that extraterrestrial beings had been observing Earth from afar, had seen that we on Earth had unlocked the secret to nuclear power, and were now concerned about the dangers it held for us and the entire solar system. Well, yeah, rightly so. I'm concerned myself. Meanwhile, the US Air Force began investigating sightings soon after the Arnold sighting. It would continue to do so until 1969. Time and again, officials told the public that UFOs posed no national security threat and dismissed reports of witnesses as cases of misperception. Venus, lenticular clouds, temperature inversions, birds, weather balloons, all were flagged as likely culprits. Okay, birds, right.
Okay.
Unidentified flying birds, UFB. UFO enthusiasts weren't buying it. From the 1950s on, civilian groups studying the phenomenon insisted authorities were hiding the truth that flying saucers were the work of aliens and that the government might well have spacecrafts and their occupants in custody. And so began the efforts of ufologists, as they came to be called, to clamour for full disclosure and to lobby Congress to hold open hearings. A few officials and experts did testify on the subject on two occasions in the 1960s and in 1994. The Air Force released a lengthy report on claims of a crash saucer in Roswell, NM, in 1947. Despite this and the release of thousands of formally classified documents by the United States, Great Britain and numerous other countries since the start of the new century, advocates for greater transparency have remained unconvinced by government denials. All the while, civilian researchers took it upon themselves to begin investigating cases on their own. By the 1960s and 1970s, some believed a pattern in reports was emerging of UFO sightings near military bases and nuclear facilities, and of witnesses being intimidated to change their stories by ominous men in black. The men in black. The 1980s and 1990s then saw the growing prominence of tales of alien abduction, according to which individuals were being taken from their homes and subjected to examinations, experiments, and even in insemination. These dark tales eventually became a staple of the hit television show, The X-Files. Oh, I love that show. It was fantastic. Starting in 1993, portraying an elaborate conspiracy between the US government and fiendish aliens. The X-Files was less an emblem of the heyday of fascination with UFOs as it was its swan song. Swan song. As the Soviet Union dissolved and the Cold War faded away, so too did much of the popular interest in unidentified flying objects and alien visitors. From the late 1990s through the first dozen years of the 21st century, membership in UFO organisations declined. Some groups closed and newsletters and publications disappeared. The rise of the internet steered interest in UFOs into niche online forums. At the time, 9/11 and its legacy replaced anxieties over nuclear winter and cloak and dagger espionage with fears of unpredictable acts of terrorism and sleeper cells. In movies and television, aliens made way for vampires and zombies, creatures who could be or once were human beings like us and required no complex technology to pose a threat. By 2012, even enthusiasts openly wondered whether the obsession with UFOs had finally come to an end. And now they are back, this time set against the backdrop of drone warfare, science skepticism and criticism about the government's handling of the COVID-19 pandemic. The name may be different, but the UFO brand is the same. These mysteries seem like expressions of our own terrestrial worries, that national security may be threatened by foreign adversaries with advanced technology. Meanwhile, we wonder if beings from other worlds are observing us, to what end, no one knows. And the calls for government disclosure are just as shrill as they were decades before. The label UAP may have been created to escape the associations UFO had with wild speculation and pop culture. But history is not so easily erased or escaped. What connects today's passion for UFOs with that of the past is consuming feeling of vulnerability on the part of many Americans. World War II and the Cold War helped introduce the world not only to powerful weapons of mass destruction, but also to government programs designed at once to build them and keep them secret. This sense that unaccountable looming powers are capable of inventing technology that neither we nor they may be able to control. Just think of artificial intelligence today is both the past and present of the UFO phenomenon and likely its future. I love that one.
I like that one.
Yeah.
But we're not the men in black. We're just the UFOs are back.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you're the mooch in brown. I'm the
leprechaun in green.
Yeah, that's right. That was a good article, folks. That full article, if you want to read it by yourself, will be available in the show notes.
And now UFO.
UFO.
No, UFO.
UFFFO.
Oh my God.
Am I? Well, that was very interesting today, Indiraa. We might have some good news on our next show about your ketamine. A lot has happened.
Right.
We're keeping it under wraps at the moment because we're still waiting for a few little cogs in the wheel to fall into place. But things are happening and we're going in the right direction.
Absolutely.
It's going to be very exciting. So we hopefully on our next show, the one after that, we're going to have some interesting breaking news.
I hope so.
Yes, we will. So, Indiraa, would you like
travelling soon, aren't you?
I'm going to Poland on Thursday.
Yeah,
yes,
where about it?
Gdansk, the seaside.
Oh, nice.
No, it's not really because the weather is supposed to be really bad for the 2 days or 3 days that I'm there. But anyway, it's going to be better here and it's going to even be better in Ireland. So that's quite sad. I don't mind the weather being better than here, but better than Ireland, that's really bad.
No, that's a bad one.
Ireland is better than Poland. I mean, this is ridiculous. You know?
It'll be different. It'll change. Don't worry.
Yeah, I'm sure it won't. Anyway, I look forward to another sen. Be fine.
Good.
Be fine. Okie dokie. Karaoke.
Okay.
Yeah.
On that note,
folks, hope you enjoyed the show.
Note.
Remember, if you're going to try anything, before you try anything, you always seek advice from a professional healthcare professional, your GP, psychiatrist, or therapist. Don't do anything without consulting first. Yes, everything here that we spout out is from research.
Yeah.
Online. It's nothing that we're recommending or anyone telling anyone to do.
Yep.
So please, yes, okay. We're just here to waffle it all out.
Yep.
And have some fun.
Yeah. See you next week,
See you
guys.
next time. On that note,
Bye.
Well, folks, on that note, that's where we're going to leave it for today. Hope you've enjoyed the show as much as we have.
and we look forward to bringing you more of the latest news and hot topics surrounding mental health on our next show. Remember, new episodes of the Mad Podcast drop every Sunday at 6 p.m. Episodes are available to listen to on Spotify, Apple Music, and of course, the Musicians Against Depression website, an online toolbox that contains a wealth of information, essential reading, and links relating to mental health. As always, if you or someone you know would like to join the conversation, either in studio or remotely, email us at musiciansagainstdepression@gmail.com or visit the MAD website at www.musiciansagainstdepression.uk for further info. All links, including social media, are provided in the show notes. And remember, no problem in life is insurmountable, and help is just a conversation away. Until the next time, from myself and the wonderful Indiraa,
Take care.